Malcolm-Jamal Warner's funeral was never meant to be ordinary. But what actually happened has left the internet and many of his closest fans in utter disbelief. From the private location to the carefully selected guest list, to the hauntingly symbolic casket, and a shocking final request found just hours before burial, Warner's final farewell wasn't just a goodbye. It was a message. And now, that message is beginning to unfold. The world was stunned when news broke of Warner's unexpected death. A generational icon, a symbol of black excellence, gone in an instant. Official reports labeled it a drowning accident. But for many close to Malcolm, the explanation didn't sit right. This wasn't just a tragic accident. It felt like the end of a man who had spent years pushing against an industry that quietly tried to erase him. Within 24 hours, Warner's family began arranging a private service. No press release, no public statements, no Hollywood tributes. Just silence. Only a handful of people, about 30 in total, were informed of the funeral's time and location. Among them were his daughter, ex-fiancée Regina King, and select cast members from The Cosby Show. Notably absent from the list, Bill Cosby. That omission alone raised eyebrows. Social media quickly exploded with theories and speculation. Why such secrecy for a man so loved and culturally significant? Was this Warner's final wish? Or was someone trying to cover something up? According to an insider, even the funeral venue was changed multiple times in the days leading up to the ceremony to prevent leaks. Some extended family members didn't learn of the service until it was too late. The secrecy wasn't just tight, it was airtight. The final location? A remote private chapel outside Asheville, North Carolina. So secluded that even phone signals couldn't reach, and drones were immediately grounded by hired security. Why Asheville? Those close to Warner say he had been visiting the area often during his final year. He found peace there. "When I go," he reportedly told a friend, "I don't want red carpets or fake smiles. I want silence and trees." And that's exactly what he got. The chapel was minimalist. No excessive floral arrangements, no extravagant eulogies. But the casket, crafted by a black artisan from New Orleans, spoke volumes. Hand-carved from dark mahogany, it bore three subtle but powerful Adinkra symbols. Eban, the symbol of safety and protection, carved at the head. Dwenemen, representing humility and inner strength, at the heart. And Eban Mu, a lesser-known symbol said to ward off betrayal, carved at the foot. That last one sent chills through the room. Attendees whispered that it wasn't just a general message to the industry, it may have been directed at someone far more personal. Then came one of the most haunting details. Warner had explicitly requested that there be no body viewing. No final glimpse, no open casket. The official reason was the condition of the body, but others suspected it was symbolic. Warner had long felt unseen in his final years. Online speculation grew darker. Why was the casket completely sealed? Was it really Malcolm inside? Security at the chapel was more intense than a red carpet premiere. Attendees had to pass through metal detectors, submit to facial recognition scans, and surrender their phones. A source confirmed that Warner himself had compiled a "do not allow" list before his death, and some of the names on it were shocking. Felicia Rashad, Warner's on-screen mother, arrived early. Dressed in black, wearing dark glasses and a veil, she broke down upon entering. She sobbed like she had lost a real son, one witness said. Others, like Sabrina LeBeouf, Sandra, and Jeffrey Owens, Elvin, were present but sat in the back, speaking very little. Tempest Bledsoe, Vanessa, showed up but left early, without even glancing at Rashad. Kesha Knight Pulliam, Rudy, didn't attend at all. Her team released a cryptic message. "We were told not to come. We are honoring Malcolm's wishes." Angela Bassett arrived alone, carrying only a single white rose. No cameras, no entourage, just quiet respect. But the most surprising presence: Lisa Bonet. Bonet didn't enter through the main door. She was escorted in through a side gate and kept under private guard the entire time. According to sources, there had been unresolved tension between her and Warner, something personal and professional. Years ago, she allegedly tried to intervene in a deal he had secured with HBO, a move he never forgot. Some say she forced her way into the funeral. Others claim she was reluctantly allowed in out of respect. The names on Warner's banned list read like the back pages of a Hollywood exposé. At the top, Bill Cosby. "I will not be remembered as his son," Warner reportedly told a friend. "I was more than that show, more than his legacy." Another blocked guest was Arias Davenport, a former girlfriend who had been shopping around a tell-all memoir. She was reportedly escorted out after shouting that she had a right to grieve. Security also turned away a former co-star from a 1990s sitcom, unnamed in the report, who allegedly stole money and manipulated Warner emotionally during a dark period in his life. Even Warner's biological cousin was banned. Years ago, he had leaked personal photos and financial information to tabloids. "He nearly ruined my sanity," Warner once told a confidant. This wasn't just a funeral. It was a reckoning. Malcolm-Jamal Warner curated his own exit with the same thoughtfulness, protection, and control that marked his career. Only those who truly knew and respected him were allowed to say goodbye. The rest, those who betrayed, exploited, or erased him, were left outside, both literally and symbolically. In the end, this was more than a memorial. It was Malcolm's final statement to the world. The day of Malcolm-Jamal Warner's funeral arrived like a heavy cloud over Hollywood, thick with sorrow, silence, and disbelief. Held at a private location in Los Angeles, the service was attended by a small, carefully chosen group of family, close friends, former co-stars, and key industry figures. Per Malcolm's family's wishes, no media were allowed inside. There were no cameras, no live stream, no social media posts, just a raw, unfiltered goodbye to a man who had spent most of his life under the bright and often unforgiving lights of fame. Inside the venue, navy blue and ivory, the actor's favorite colors, adorned the walls. A series of photographs chronicled Malcolm's life, from his childhood in New Jersey to his teenage years as Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show, to his later pursuits in music and spoken-word poetry. His casket, sleek black with silver accents and a custom velvet interior, stood at the front, surrounded by a bed of white roses and lilies. Many described the atmosphere as emotionally overwhelming. Felicia Rashad, who played his TV mother, delivered a tribute that left few eyes dry. "He wasn't just Theo to the world," she said, her voice trembling. "He was a son to me. On and off screen, we laughed, we cried, and I watched him become a man I was endlessly proud of." Another powerful moment came when Keshia Knight Pulliam, who played Rudy, tearfully recalled how Malcolm always looked out for her like a real big brother, even sending her flowers during her adult hardships. Then came an unexpected twist. A letter was read aloud by the officiating pastor, sent by a former girlfriend of Malcolm's, whose identity was withheld for privacy. "He carried a storm inside him," the letter read, "but he never let it destroy those he loved. He was complex, brilliant, gentle, and tragically misunderstood. Malcolm, you will always be the poem I never finished." But what truly shook the room came moments before the final prayer. One of Malcolm's cousins took the stage and revealed something no one had expected. Malcolm had been working on a secret memoir. He was writing everything down, the cousin said. He wanted to tell the truth, his truth. And now it's up to us to make sure that story gets told. The statement sent shockwaves through the crowd. Whispers rippled. What truth was he referring to? What did Malcolm want to reveal before he died? According to insiders close to the family, the manuscript, tentatively titled Unscripted, The Life They Didn't See, offers a brutally honest look at Malcolm's life behind the camera. It's not just a celebrity memoir, it's a confession, a chronicle of betrayal, mental anguish, and the high cost of being a black man in Hollywood. Sources say Malcolm had grown increasingly disillusioned with the industry, especially in the years after the Cosby Show. He wrote of being typecast, overlooked, and blacklisted for refusing to conform. He spoke of fake friendships, manipulation by powerful insiders, and betrayals by colleagues he once considered family. The most heart-wrenching passages reportedly deal with Malcolm's lifelong battle with depression and emotional isolation. I smiled for the camera even when I was breaking on the inside, he wrote. I made the world laugh while I silently screamed, and no one ever asked if Theo was okay. The memoir allegedly contains previously unseen letters between Malcolm and Bill Cosby and reveals a painful rift with a fellow cast member that was never repaired. He also wrote about a secret love affair from the set of a major project, one that ended in tragedy when the woman miscarried. But the darkness went even deeper. In his final months, Malcolm reportedly became increasingly paranoid. Friends say he avoided going out alone, checked his phone obsessively, and confided to a close friend, "If something happens to me, it won't be an accident." That chilling line has since resurfaced across fan forums and social media, sparking waves of speculation about his death. Malcolm was found dead from what authorities called an accidental drowning. But those close to him have questions. His body showed signs that didn't align neatly with the reported cause. And now, with news of a memoir that could expose some of Hollywood's darkest secrets, theories swirl about whether Malcolm was silenced before his words could be published. One anonymous producer even stated, Malcolm had opened a door he wasn't ready to walk through. Another insider claimed he knew too much and was getting ready to talk. So now, the fate of Unscripted hangs in limbo. The manuscript is currently with Malcolm's attorney, and a legal debate is underway. Some family members want it released, believing it to be his final, unfiltered voice. Others worry it could damage the legacy of beloved shows and the reputations of people still alive. Whatever the outcome, one thing is certain. The world lost more than an actor. It lost a survivor, a truth-teller, and a man trying desperately to reclaim his narrative before it was too late. In an industry often built on illusion, Malcolm-Jamal Warner wanted to show the truth, the pain, the betrayal, the cost of being visible yet unseen. Now the world waits. Will the memoir be released? Will the questions surrounding his death ever be answered? Or will his final truth be buried alongside him? Only time will tell. But until then, the silence he left behind continues to echo, loud, unresolved, and deeply haunting.